your life ain't shit, go ahead and delete yourself. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. However, you might not have known that because there isn't a lot of talk about it. And obviously for reasons that's not worth really speaking on, we know why it's not being spoken upon. However, I want to take this opportunity to talk about some things that I've been through in my own life, some of the challenges that I've faced as becoming a grown man. And I want to speak to you as though you were the younger me, right? And the best way I can convey that message is by simply giving you my story. And the best place to start is, I believe, 2011. 2011, when my brother passed away. I was 17 years old, and he was a unfortunate gunshot victim. It was at night. The last conversation I had with him, we were just talking, just shooting the shit. And that night he was supposed to go to the studio. We got into an argument earlier that day, so our conversation was largely based on, just apologizing and whatnot. But then I thought I would see him in the morning, so I didn't really try to force him to stay home. But the studio he was going to was definitely in the bad side of town. When he passed away, it kind of did something to me internally, right? I think in the grand scheme of things, as men, when we go through obstacles and we go through challenges and we face these things, we often face them alone. And that's definitely one of the reasons why, and many other factors contributing as to why men tend to delete themselves at such a higher rate than women. And this isn't a contest. This isn't a matter of me trying to convince people that, men suffer more. Trying to compare suffering as though it was a competition is stupid, if you ask me. However, I do think that at some point, all of us as human beings can acknowledge what we're going through, whether you're male or female. But in this case, we're going to focus specifically on the guys. So there's a lot of young men out there that are going through things, right? They're facing a lot of different challenges. They're facing them alone. And of course, because of that, young men aren't able to process their feelings. You're not able to get an idea as to what you should do in regards to overcoming your obstacles. And because of that, a lot of times young men feel like they're stuck, and a lot of men feel like they're stuck. There have been plenty of moments where I felt like I was stuck myself. But throughout the years, I've learned a couple things that have helped me not only overcome my obstacles, but also become a better version of myself. A lot of times, especially on YouTube, you'll hear about men talking about, becoming alpha, or whatever the case may be. And I think if we're able to look beyond the titles and beyond the common nomenclature that we like to prescribe to ourselves, I think we'll realize that at our core, we really just want to be the truest version of ourselves, right? And again, young men, we face the challenge of not knowing which route to go, or not knowing how to overcome these obstacles. And obviously, as time goes on, we can see that this will just become a lot worse. So here are 5 things that I've done throughout my life that have helped me overcome my obstacles, become a better version of myself, and get over the obstacles that are mental health. And the first one I would say is a little unconventional, but honestly, feeling your feelings. We as men, we're told so many times that you shouldn't feel your feelings, or you should ignore your feelings, and I would like to disagree with that. I would like to disagree with that primarily because if we think about it, feelings are a very useful tool, right? Once we're able to master our emotions and our feelings, we could actually transmutate that energy and put it towards something else, right? Something that's a lot more productive, something that will actually help us overcome those obstacles. So feel your feelings. This isn't me saying become a Kyle and go ahead and punch walls. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is give yourself a moment to actually feel some of those feelings that you're feeling, whether they're good or bad. And I wouldn't say rest in it. You don't want to stay stuck in that position. But at some point, you certainly do want to be able to move on, but you have to have an understanding, or at least try to gain some sort of understanding that in regards to what you've been through, and then move forward. Now, on the flip side of that, there are going to be a lot of guys who deem themselves to be alpha, that are going to tell you that your feelings aren't real, which, granted, I would agree with. Feelings definitely are not real. However, they're powerful and intangible. So for us to say that feelings aren't real, we'd also have to discount a lot of other human intangibles that we all inherently have. However, again, just to encapsulate what I was saying before, the power of being able to feel your emotions and transmutate them is a very strong one. I'll give you the best example of this with my own life. And in hindsight, it sounds rather trivial, but in the grand scheme of things, it really does show if you decide to choose the route that will better you after you've gone through something, it will change your life in a more positive direction. So 2018, I was in a terrible relationship, and I was depressed, you know. I was definitely in a position to where I felt like things just weren't going for me, things weren't going well. And 2018, that night, we had went out to a party, things went wrong, got into an argument, you know, she ended up leaving, and that's when I kind of had this this moment of, well, if I can't fix any of my problems, then I guess I'm the problem, so therefore I should just go ahead and delete myself. So I made my way down to the train station in Brooklyn. I believe it was the D train going to Coney Island, and I waited for that D train, and my sole intention was to jump in front of the train. Side note, kind of selfish if you think about it. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in front of a train, everyone's getting on to go home. It's a little fucked up if you ask me. But thankfully, I made my way down to the terminal, and while I was waiting for the train to come, 2 cops came by. They came down the steps. Apparently someone called the cops because I was causing a ruckus that night, and they approached me. And, you know, I really do have to say shout out to the officers for being human and actually approaching me on a, you know, a human level, and we spoke about it. We shot the shit. They were asking me what was going on. I was telling them that I was basically failing at life, and I just felt like I wasn't necessary, I wasn't needed anymore. And you know, having that person, even though they're not a permanent fixture in my life, right, it was just a moment in time, but having that officer actually speak to me and talk to me like a human really put things in perspective. So obviously I didn't jump in front of the train, I did not delete myself, and a couple years later, throughout that time, I lost weight. I was about 260 pounds. I dropped down to 173, and I started my business, and then I started modeling, and now I'm modeling and acting. So I'm not saying that I have the perfect success story. I don't have the perfect success story. My life isn't a perfect success. I still go through troubles, but I was able to take that moment in time, transmutate it, and then transform it into something else. Inherently, we are magicians. You know, we are able to shift perspective, and in shifting our perspective, we're also then able to change the direction and the course of our life. So that was one thing that helped me. The second thing, also unconventional, was painting. Painting was something that came into my life at around 2019, because the year after I had broken up with my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend, my second brother passed away. So I lost 2 brothers in the span of a decade, and you know, it's surprising to me that I could smile, but I know the reasons why I can smile, and that's because the memories that I've shared with my brothers and the moments that we've had with each other are something that I can never, A, I'll never want to get rid of, I can never get rid of them, and B, the way I see it is as though they're living through me, right? But painting was something that helped me, because as I was painting, I was able to put how I felt onto the canvas. And throughout that, I've been able to create what I deem to be, and maybe some people out there, but what I deem to be beautiful art. And, you know, oftentimes art is discounted a lot because it seems feminine, or it seems like something only women would do, which is not the case. And obviously that might sound a little myopic in perspective, but you'd be surprised at how many people actually feel that way. So when I was able to, you know, get my ideas on the canvas, and you don't have to be a Picasso or anything like that, but, you know, get a sketchbook, get a canvas, get some acrylic, some oil, whatever the case may be, and just make some art. You know, feel how you feel and put it on a canvas. It's okay to have those feelings. And you'd be surprised that once you are able to get over that hump of, oh, I have to be good at art, I have to be this, that, or the third, just fucking do it. Start doing it, start painting. You'd be surprised at how much better you feel. The third thing that helped me over time was exercise. You know, exercise has always been a part of my life. However, I didn't take it as serious, at least from a mental standpoint, as I do now. You know, the benefits of mental health, the benefits of exercise on mental health is absolutely astounding. And although I don't have the information in front of me, I do implore you to go ahead and look it up. But in this case, create an exercise routine. It doesn't have to be a routine based on trying to become stronger or trying to become faster or anything athletic, although in hindsight that would be beneficial. However, just moving your body and getting in that exercise is definitely beneficial in the long run, not only for your body, of course, but for your mental health. And if the mind isn't there, then the body won't be there either. The fourth thing that helped me with my mental health was writing. I've been a long-time writer for a couple years now. Shout out Dr. Decker. She was my high school English professor, I should say. And she really helped me understand the power of writing and what that can actually do for someone, not only for the public as you write for people and people read your stuff, or you write for society or in that perspective. Having that ability to write how you feel not only will help you, but it also helps someone else. In the grand scheme of things, I truly believe that we go through troubles, trials, and tribulations simply because we're supposed to master them, and then from there, we're supposed to help other people as well, which is why I have a fitness business. I was overweight, I lost the weight, now it's my job to help other people lose weight as well. Same thing with YouTube. I've gone through some challenges. I feel like I'm comfortable and smart enough to be able to properly describe and not prescribe, but talk about some issues that I've been through in hopes that it'll help other people. And that's what life is all about, right? We're all here to help each other in one way or another. And the sooner we realize that, the sooner we can step outside of ourselves, realizing that our problems aren't just a series of inflictions or just a series of unfortunate events. However, it's a moment in time for us to identify an issue that all people could be going through, and then from there overcome it, and afterwards help other people as well. Never discount your problems as though that they're solely your own. As humans, we all have the same human condition. We're all likely to go through trials and tribulations. And according to the Bible, and it's not just the Bible, but you could see this as evident in your own life, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything everyone has been through, including you, someone else has been through. So it's entirely on us to be able to overcome these obstacles, mount the challenges, and then help other people along the way. So the fifth thing that helped me is a little nihilistic in thought process, but I promise you this will help you make sense out of life. And the fifth thing was nihilism. I know it's rather unconventional, but being nihilistic kind of helped me in the sense that understanding that in the grand scheme of things, we are a tiny speck, very tiny speck on a globe that is, as you extend that view and you look beyond the earth, we're just a marble in this gigantic smorgasbord of universes. So inherently, how important is our lives really? Again, I'm not saying, oh, your life ain't shit, go ahead and delete yourself. That's not what I'm saying at all. Please don't do that. In fact, if you do have those feelings of self-deletion, please call the hotline. The hotline number is down below. If you are going through it, again, give them a call, let them know what you're going through, or just reach out to someone. Obviously, you don't want to just randomly talk to a stranger, but like, yo, I kind of want to jump off this cliff. But if you have friends or if you have a social circle that can help you, reach out to them. And that's the thing, right? Just to go on like a little random tangent side note, as men, we don't talk to each other about our problems at all. We don't talk to each other about our issues. We just deal with this shit on our own. No wonder why we're deleting ourselves so often. And I think that's something that we need to break. Obviously I'm not the only one who thinks that way, but at the end of the day, we need to be able to create communities that can foster self-development. How many guy circles do you join or end up in where it's just constantly roasting each other, constantly berating each other, putting each other down? So I had an old group of friends that I used to talk to. I miss them dearly. If you're watching this video, shout out to you, hit me up. But I couldn't stay in that friend group anymore because it was just so toxic. And as men, we allow ourselves to thrive, not even thrive, but to just exist in these toxic environments thinking that shit is normal. It's not normal. You're supposed to be around people who support you, who encourage you, who let you know when you're doing something wrong, or who will let you know when you're doing something right. these are the kind of friends that you need to find. But going back to what I was saying before, nihilism, again, is a philosophical perspective that has helped me grow in numerous ways. And I'm not saying I'm nihilistic, like I won't do anything or won't try anything, but with the understanding that life is so inherently pointless, that allows me to create its own meaning. And what better way to live a life than by a life that you've designed? So in closing, what I want to say here is, you're not alone. You're never alone. The challenges that you're going through, other people have went through as well. You can find the answers out there. But moreover, create a community, or try to find a community that will help encourage you, foster the things that you are looking to grow within, and become the best version of yourself. You don't have to do it alone. You know, you don't have to go through life's challenges by yourself. YouTube is a great community that will help many people, a multitude of individuals. But in the grand scheme of things, we want to be able to have those personalized groups that will help us grow as well. So let me know in the comments if there is anything else that I missed. Hopefully this message was a message that you were able to resonate with. And again, if you do need someone to talk to, hopefully you do have a social circle you can reach out to. But please call the hotline in case self-deletion is something that you are thinking about doing. But before you do it, just know that you do matter. Even in a universe that is inherently meaningless, you do matter. And what matters is the meaning that you give to your own life. So, till then, talk to you soon. Go check out another one of my videos. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.